So good afternoon and welcome. So what we will attempt to do today is provide some calcium and phosphorus solutions to the plants. If we dig into the archive, and here we go. Calphos solution. Now if we want to really get into the chemical or the chemistry of the solution, this is really, it's not harmful to plants. It's not like we are adding cadmium based salty fertilizers to plants. This is just eggshells and vinegar, and it's a bit of a process to go through that, which I can explain as we go along. We're going to use quite a bit of these today. So without further ado, we can prepare. We have more. We have quite a bit of it. Quite a bit of this juice. Now, eggshells. Eggshells consist about 95 to 97% of calcium carbonates, and that's what we're after now. You can use seashells like oyster shells, any shells, or even bone. It's got a very high concentration of calcium in it. So what we're going to use is eggshells. We used eggshells to make the solution. So what we do is we crush up the eggshells to increase the surface area of the powder. We make a powder, so we increase the surface area to maximize the area of reaction, the surface area of the solution. So we make eggshells into a powder, then we heat it up, and by heating a calcium carbonate up, you create a calcium oxide. Now calcium oxide actually is unstable, it's not soluble, and if you just leave it as it is, it will recombine with the CO2, the carbon dioxide that it released when you heat up a calcium carbonate. It releases CO2, calcium dioxide, into the atmosphere. So after you heated up your calcium carbonate, you form a calcium oxide, giving off CO2 in the process, carbon dioxide. Now the calcium oxide that you've made is very unstable, and it will react again with the CO2 in the air and go back to a calcium carbonate. You just wasted your time. But you can make it that you've captured that calcium oxide into two different forms. The one is you can use water, you can use an acid. So what we do is after we heated up our eggshells, the calcium carbonate, to make a calcium oxide, we'll add vinegar. Once you add vinegar, the calcium oxide becomes a calcium acetate, which is soluble in water, which means plants can take it up, and that is what we really want. Now during this process as well, before you add the vinegar, the eggshells, the powdered eggshells, have some calcium phosphates in it. Now by heating up a calcium phosphate, you create a pyrophosphate or pyrophosphates, which is more soluble in an acid. So what we'll do this afternoon is take the Calphos solution we made previously, dilute it to our desired level, and apply it to the plants. So what we'll use, I'll show you here, is this little handy container Open it up. A nice pressure valve, right? We'll take our Calphos solution, and we're going to do it about 1 to 20. 1 part Calphos solution to 20 parts of water. Right. Fill this baby up, and then I'll get back to you. So now I'm going to fill it with water. Not the easiest process we have here, but it works. There we go. Screw on the top of this thing. Could have predicted that, but so be it. Right, and tighten it a little more. Then it's pumping time. And then you liberally apply it to all your plants. Now this will add a calcium acetate and a pyrophosphorus to your plants. Now you could bury the eggshells and mix it in your compost, and yes, the organisms in the soil will work with that, and your plants will get calcium to build stronger walls, cell walls, deeper root system, prevent some rot on flowers. Eventually it will get the phosphorus and the calcium, but this is just quick and direct onto your plants, and it's not harmful at all. Applied modestly or liberally or in large quantities to your plants is not a problem. And you can give this to all plants, but they will especially appreciate this when they have to go into flower. But with all the calcium that you can provide here, is you can prepare young plants to build stronger bodies, stronger cells. So by the time they have to carry fruit, they're able to do that and not be limpy and weak, but have strong cells and bodies. And this will also help with your, if I may dare say so, with pest prevention. Stronger cells, healthier plants. It is known that pests, as we call it, is unable to digest these cells because you got like complex oils and lipids in it. So you might see some bites on your plants, but whoever was eating it will not be able to digest it, which means it's like as if they didn't eat, and they might just whimper away and die off. Now you can spray this on top of the leaves, at the bottom of the leaves, on the stems, everywhere. Just coat your plants in it. They will be so happy. Even this aloes will give some of this foliar feed, if we can call it that, but it doesn't always only have to be a foliar feed. However, that is the quickest way for plants to absorb this boost in calcium and some phosphorus. Now we do this about every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks for strong and healthy plants. Now this, in summertime, this garden is a very big struggle for us, but still we enjoy it, and to see what successes we can have even during summer. but during winter it's just an explosion here of life, and we have to plan for that, and the seeds I've planted already is in preparation for that time, because once things starts growing, they grow really well, and you have to make use of that abundance in growth and willingness actually of the plants to grow. Now if you leave the solution out, it will also crystallize. So on plants, don't water them now. You want the plants to absorb some of this liquid that we are spraying onto them. Even the sweet potato, give them some calcium and phosphorus. They will grow nice fruit, healthy plants. And all the while we're not killing any organisms, it's not a herbicide or a pesticide or anything funny that I don't recommend you guys use. I recommend using natural product, although that's another debate of what is natural and what is not natural, which we would not get into now. Some basil over here as well that will enjoy this. All this new growth here, very nice. Underneath, on top of the leaves, all is good. Now calcium in the soil is also very beneficial. That's why a lot of people recommend burying the eggshells. However, it will take some time for the soil food web to process that and make it available to your plants as it is required. However, this is like a, dare I say, a intravenous drip for your plants, and they will just soak it up. Now this is a very time consuming way of doing this. If you have broad acreage and you want to apply the solution, you can put it in your irrigation system and it will just deliver it to the plants. It's not a problem. But if you have a drip system, it will not provide this on the leaves of the plants. It will give it to the roots. Whereas again, it will take some time for organisms to transport this to the roots of your plants, to the bodies via the roots. Use of this, some golden purslane over there, nice, doing well here in summer. Basils, sweet basil, Siam queen basil, two different basils together, very nice. Moringa buddies, moringas, one stray corn over here. While these new growth comes out, I think the calcium boost that they will get from this will be appreciated by the plants. Try and coat also underneath your leaves. Well, this will take a while and a few trips, which I will not bore you guys in watching. Right, so I will continue to crack on with this and I'll get back to you afterwards or until the next time.